Hi everyone, welcome to Kelly Clarke Yoga. I'm Kelly and I'm going to be your yoga teacher for today. We've got a practice centered around spinal health, which is perfect for people of all levels, so everyone is welcome. We are a new channel here and I'm very excited to be sharing my mission and my love for yoga with you. So please support this channel, share this video with a friend, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, which I think is down here. Or maybe down here, somewhere. Subscribe down below. Unroll your yoga mat after you've subscribed. Put on something comfy and let's get started. We're going to start today's practice in child's pose. So come onto your yoga mat. You're going to take the knees as wide as your mat, the big toes together. Start to walk the hands forward and allow the forehead to rest down onto the floor or onto a block. And really send the fingertips forwards. Send the sit bones back towards the heels. And take a moment of centering and grounding before we get started with our practice today. So start just to become aware of the breathing. Each breath coming in and out through the nose. And just notice how your body is feeling today, how the spine is feeling. Maybe you're practicing this first thing in the morning, feeling a little stiff. Or before bed. So just take your awareness into how the body feels in this moment. And then start to invite a slightly deeper breath. And send that breath down into the belly. So you can start to feel the belly expanding and contracting as you breathe. Couple more breaths here. Connecting with our body, connecting with our breath. Good. On your next breath in, you're going to tent up onto the fingertips. Start to lift the chest and the forehead off of your yoga mat. Walk the hands over towards the right hand side and then gently place the forehead and the chest back down. And the more you reach through the left hand, the more intense this side stretch will be. So can you wiggle the fingertips forwards a little? And then other side. On your next breath in, we're going to reach back up. Come all the way through center and over to the left side. So again, can you really wiggle the right fingertips forwards? Feel that stretch from the right hip crease all the way down to the right hand. Take one last breath here, in through the nose, out through the nose. And as you breathe in, we're going to reach back up, come through center, place the palms down onto the floor, and we're all going to meet up in tabletop pose. So the hands come directly underneath the shoulders. The knees come directly underneath the hips. And really spread through all 10 fingers when you arrive here. Find a nice solid foundation. And take a look back at the feet. Do the feet come directly out from the knees or maybe in towards each other, out to the side? Can you make sure the lower body is in alignment? And then let's warm up the spine. Take a couple rounds of cat-cow. On your next breath in, you're going to start to drop the belly. Take the gaze forwards. As you exhale, tucking the tailbone under, chin is going to round towards the chest. Great. Big breath in, arching the spine, gazes forwards. Big breath out, hugging the belly in, pushing the yoga mat away from you with the hands. 2 more like this. Big breath in, arch spine, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, tuck tailbone under, drop the crown of the head towards the floor. Last one, big breath in. Slow, controlled breath out through the nose. Good. Inhale, come back to tabletop. We're going to walk the palms 1 hand width distance forward and tuck toes under. Start to send the chest back towards the thighs and just have a little squish around onto the toes here. Really good if you've been on the go all day, maybe wearing high heels. And then push down really firmly through both hands. Heels are lifted and we're going to start to lift the knees off of the floor. Nice slow transition here as you lift the hips up into downward facing dog. And have a little jiggle, adjust around on your mat if you need to. You can bend the knees. Come up onto the balls of the feet. Be really mindful. Make lots of space in the lower back, the spine. And quite often when we come to downward facing dog, we really focus on that stretch in the hamstrings. But can you remove that from today's practice and focus on lengthening the spine? So allow the knees to be bent. Push the yoga mat away from you with the hands and send the chest back towards the thighs. We're here for a few more breaths. Good. Next breath in, rise up onto the toes, and as you exhale, start to walk the feet forwards towards the hand, coming into a fold at the top of your yoga mat. And bend the knees generously when you arrive here. Let the upper body, the head, the neck, the arms hang really heavy. And just rest here for a few moments, decompressing the spine. So really let go of the head. Can you feel the weight of the head pulling the spine, the body towards the floor? Perhaps you try shaking the head yes and no, just to really release through the neck. And then feet are hip width distance apart. Bend the knees generously. Start to roll up through the spine. Nice and slow as you go here. Can you stack each vertebra on top of the next? The head, the neck, the shoulders come last. And we gently loop the shoulders back when we arrive. Tadasana, mountain pose. Take the feet just about as wide as your yoga mat. Upper body is really loose and heavy, and a gentle bend in the knees. Simply start to twist the spine from side to side here. Let the arms swing round. This is really good for working into the spine. You can even start to lift up one heel as you come round. Really get into the flow of this. And try not to think too much about what you look like, how silly this feels. Just see if you can really let the arms get into it. If you're standing near a wall like me, be careful, don't bash into it too hard. Good. And then slowly start to rain that down. Make your motion a little smaller, until you come to stillness. And keep the feet wide to start with. We'll take the hands to rest onto the belly. And let's really ground down through the feet. So can you feel the toes, the ball of the foot, and the heel planted firmly onto your yoga mat? Find that connection. Take your awareness there. And you can really ground down through the feet, but find lift in the upper body. So imagine you're drawing energy all the way up from the arches of the foot, up the legs, the hips, torso, chest, crown of the head reaches up. We're gently going to heel toe our feet back into hip width distance. The big toes point forwards. Sun Salutation A. Next breath in, sweep the arms up and overhead, gaze comes up. As you exhale, gently folding forwards over the legs. Big breath in, hands come onto the shins for our first flat back. Squeeze the shoulders away from the ears and reach the crown of the head forwards. Exhale, slide the hands down. Place hands on the floor and step both feet back, plank pose. We'll take one breath in through the nose here, strong through the belly. Exhale, place knees down. Bend the elbows, start to lower the belly and the chest to the floor. Push in tops of the feet. Big breath in. We're going to lift the chest, the head up, baby cobra. Exhale, relax, release, forehead down. Tuck the toes under, elbows squeeze in. We're going to fire up that belly, and on the exhale, push up through your half plank. Lift the knees and send the hips towards the back of your mat, downward facing dog. Next breath in, bend the knees, gaze in between the hands. As you exhale, take as many steps as you need to come to the top of your yoga mat. Find your forward fold. Once you arrive here, let the head hang heavy. Big breath in, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees as you breathe in, rise back up through standing, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Great. Big breath in, we're going to sweep arms up overhead. Exhale, fold over legs. Breathe in, hands to shins, flat back position here, belly hugs up. Exhale, plant both hands down, step both feet back of your yoga mat. Breath in, breath out, option to lower the knees as you reach the belly and the chest to the floor. Big breath in here, roll shoulders back, open chest, baby cobra. Exhale, fold. Tucking toes under, pushing up the way we came, so strong belly, exhale. Push up, half plank, plank, downward facing dog. Find a moment of rest to connect with your breath here. Push down firmly through the hands, and on your next breath in, we're going to sweep the right leg back up out behind you, reach through the heel. As you exhale, squeeze that knee in towards the chest, place it down in between the hands. We're going to pop the left knee down onto our mat and rise up, arms into a high lunge. And we want to have a strong foundation here. So imagine that the right The right heel and the left knee are pulling in towards each other to the center line. So the lower body is really strong. Arms reach up, fingers strong, and then the shoulders relax away from the ears. So instead of really collapsing into our lunge, we're working on strength, we're working on supporting the back. Hug the lower belly even up and in. Take one more breath through the nose. As you exhale, the left hand is going to come down by the right foot. Plant it down firmly underneath the shoulder. And then open up through the right arm. We're coming into a twist. If you wanted a little bit extra here, you could tuck the left toes under and lift the left knee. Can you really open through the chest, stacking shoulders on top of each other? Breathe in. Breathe out. Frame the front foot. We're all going to pick up the back leg and step it back into downward facing dog. Left side, big breath in. Sweep the left heel up and back. As you exhale, hug it through chest, through plank. Place it down in between the hands. Right knee comes down. We take a big breath in. We reach both hands up. Find our low lunge. Can you really focus on the foundation here? So pull the left heel back, the right knee forwards. And the belly button really hugs in, so we grow up tall through the spine. Last breath in. Breath out, right hand comes down towards the left foot. We inhale, we open up into our twist, left hand side. And again, we have the option here if you wish to, tuck right toes under and lift the back knee. It's just a bit of a stronger variation. So it depends if you want to work on strength today or if you want to focus on more softening in the body. Last moment here. And as you exhale, you frame the front foot. This time we're stepping both feet forward. So the right leg comes forwards to meet the left, forwards. Big breath in, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, relax, head down. Bend the knees generously. We're going to roll up through standing, reach hands up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good stuff. Take a big step back with your right foot. We're going to come to the side of our yoga mat. With the toes pointing slightly out to the sides. So we will turn them to parallel shortly, but for now, have the toes pointing to the corners of your yoga mat. We're going to take the hands onto the hips. Take a big breath in, roll the shoulders back, allow some opening in the chest, the collarbones. And as you exhale, you're going to bend the knees, goddess pose. So bend the knees generously here. And you want to really focus on the knees pushing backwards out to the sides. Sometimes they do fall in. So really squeeze the glutes and press the knees backwards. Take the hands to rest onto the thighs and allow the chest to come forward slightly. So the bum's going to stick out a little. So we're just moving from our traditional goddess pose to place the hands on the knees. A little bit of weight can come into the hands. Find your core here so you can hug the belly in. And as you exhale, you're going to dip the left shoulder down and allow the right shoulder to come up into a twist. We're going to breathe in, come through center. Exhale, we'll drop the right shoulder. One more each side. Breath in, come through center. Exhale, left shoulder dips. Pause here, one breath. Next breath in, come back up. Next breath out, dip the right shoulder down. Can you open the chest to the left side? Good. Breathe in, use the belly to support you as you come back upright. We're going to lift, straighten the legs. Again, take hands to the heart center. This time the feet come parallel to the edges of our yoga mat. We take the hands onto the hips again. Breathe in, open through the chest, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, we're going to tilt forwards from the hips, finding our forward fold. And your hands can come to rest onto the floor or onto a block, wherever you are in your practice. Perhaps you can even start to walk the hands in between the feet. Elbows stack on top of the wrists. And again, in our forward fold, like we were doing earlier, can you really let the crown of the head fall towards the floor? We're going to come out of this pose nice and slow. So start to walk the hands underneath the shoulders. On your next breath in, we're going to find our flat back, so come up onto the fingertips. As you exhale, take hands onto hips, tuck the chin into the chest. Gentle bend in the knees as you breathe in, rise up through standing. Find some stability, make sure you're not feeling really dizzy. And we're going to step back to the top of our mat. Bring the feet in together, so the big toes are touching and a little space between the heels. We're simply going to bend the knees, rise up onto the balls of the feet and come into a little yogi squat variation here. So if you can, keep the chest upright, shoulders roll back away from each other so you can find some opening. If you feel a little wobbly, then place your gaze on something that's not moving. Good, and then take the hands behind you, gently as you can, sit the bum back, and we're going to come onto our yoga mat, legs out long in front of us, toes flex back towards the face. And we'll find just a moment of strength through the spine, Dandasana. So you want to place the hands down by the sides and push the palms of the hands into the floor. Then think of the opposite. Can you grow tall through the crown of the head, broad through the chest, and push the heels into your yoga mat? So this is a really strong pose. Keep pushing the hands into the ground. One more breath here. Exhale and release. We're going to take the legs in. We're going to come to a cross-leg position. Take a big breath in to reach the hands overhead. And as you exhale, interlace the hands, place them behind the back of the head. And try not to pull on the back of the head here. Can you allow some space and opening in the shoulders? Breathe in here, root down through both sit bones. And as you exhale, we're going to twist over to the right hand side. Breathe in, center. Breathe out, twist left side. Good, breathe in, center. One more each side. Move with your own breath. It's really good for the spine. We're not forcing the twist. It all comes from the core and the belly. Good, once you've done each side, breathe in to reach hands up and exhale, rain them down. We're coming into Baddha Konasana, so take the soles of the feet together and draw them nice and close in towards you. And just check that you aren't sort of rounding and slouching back here. If you are, can you sit up even taller? So really come up through the chest, find space. You could sit on a block if you wanted to. And if you have any pain in the knees, be sure to place a block or a book or cushion underneath the knees for a little extra support. But then either take hold of the ankles or the toes, let the feet fall apart. Option is to stay here, or you can exhale and start to fold over the legs. Find any variation that feels most comfortable for you. Just working into the hips. And to come out of this one, I want you to release the palms to the floor. And then use the hands, gently pad them back towards you as you come through to seated. Take hold of the outside of the legs, pull them in towards each other. And we're going to come to lay on the back. So bring the bum about halfway down the yoga mat. We're going to place the soles of the feet onto the floor and take the hands out wide in front of us. See if you can keep the feet down and then start to roll down through the spine. So we come to lay on the back and just go with as much control as you can. And then if you get to a point where you just can't take any more control, we're going to come down, meet with the knees hugged into the chest. Give ourselves a little squeeze. Good. And then gently bring the soles of the feet to rest onto the floor, hip width distance apart, and you can just touch the heels with the fingertips. The hands then press into the floor down by the sides. And we move through a fluid bridge so we can really use the feet. Start to stand on the feet, engage the glutes, lift the hips and the pelvis up towards the sky. We're going to start to lift the chest up towards the chin, find your bridge pose. And then as you exhale, reverse that. So allow the chest, the ribs, the mid-back, the lower back, and then the hips to come down. A few more like this. So as we breathe in, we lift the hips up. Really squeeze the glutes. See how high you can push the hips up. And exhale, reverse. Let's do 2 more like that. You can push into the hands as you breathe in. And wherever you are, make this your last one. Nice and slow. Gently place the hips back down, pausing here for just a moment. Before we move into our relaxation, our Savasana. And you could go for the traditional Savasana with the legs out long, taking up lots of space. Or if you have any sensitivity in the lower back, I recommend that you take the feet as wide as your yoga mat and then let the knees fall in towards each other. Palms rest face up down by your sides or rest gently onto the belly. And see if you can gently let go of any control of the breath. Any tension in the face, the neck, the shoulders. Give yourself, your body permission to rest. And feel free to stay in your Savasana as long as you wish today, if you've got time. But if you have to rush, start to deepen your breath slowly. And we'll wake up the body by wiggling the fingers, the toes, the wrists and the ankles. And resist the urge to rush as you peel both the knees in to meet the chest. Roll over onto your favorite side for fetal pose. And then gently make your way up to seated. Use the hands. Find any comfortable position. And take a big breath in as you sweep the arms up and overhead. The palms touch. And exhale, take the hands to the heart center. And we'll close our practice today with one cleansing breath together, everyone practicing. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Gently bow the head towards the heart, towards yourself. Thank you for practicing and taking this time for you today. Namaste. I'll see you back on the mat very soon.